Okay, PSA to Brian, if you're seeing this, hi. I'm going to air shit out a little bit, but don't worry, it's not anything you don't already know, so it's fine. I was just on whatever podcast and I have a lot to say. There are so many things wrong with this kind of debate that I can't even begin to list them, but I'm gonna try. The first major problem they have is the kind of conservatives they look for these debates. I call it the Andrew Wilson archetype. Listen, so these kind of conservative men don't know jack shit about philosophy. Or even if they somehow do, they come into the debate without any of that knowledge with them. There is no content in any of these arguments. I am like 99% sure these people will go onto Quizlet and look up like Logic 101, Introduction to Logic, and then just like look at like the flashcards and all the terms that you might need to know for like an intro level class, and they'll just speed run that. The key to their rhetoric is calling out logical fallacy. There's absolutely no content to the argument ever. Logical fallacies they're calling out are incorrect, so they actually have nothing. They have nothing. And if by some chance we do get to their premise, it's always founded in the same logical fallacy that they're trying and failing to call out. People do not know anything. All they need to do is call you a liberal, feminist, woke crybaby after dodging and pivoting your questions for the 100th time until you break. And once you show emotion, that is when you lose. Today I debated a grown man with a PhD who did not know the difference between compatibilism and determinism at a free will debate. I rest my case. The only defense you have in this kind of argumentation style is pivoting and ad homing. And the other problem is that I am a woman. On top of that, I am a left-wing black woman. When the conservative guy is yelling to take hold of the conversation, it's no longer a fair fight because I am not a conservative white man, and we all know what happens if I yell at the conservative white man. Yeah, just take a moment to picture what that might do to a person's brain after 2.5 hours. There is always an inherent power dynamic in these conversations. And not only because the entire audience is composed of conservative incels, and there's no moderator. Brian, I'm looking at you, there's no moderator. But as the left-wing woman, you will never ever be allowed to take charge of the conversation like the conservative can without losing. That is why they pick you. That is why you're there. Super chat feature of the debate is also very interesting to me in that, I don't know, it feels kind of strange that people are paying over $100 to just berate a woman on their screen. Like, what does this sound like? It's kind of kinky, but I don't know. But I think it's just so interesting that it's set up as this like neutral feature. People can just use to share their opinion, but no, it is a cash grab. The result is just like men paying to berate a woman on their screen. I don't know, I'm thinking about it a lot and it's scaring me. Most of all, I just hate how these debates are presented as this like non-biased source of information. You got 13-year-olds opening their laptops looking for something to learn, and it's this. Look at these comments of a very select group of people and you think, well, they all seem to agree, right? That is probably the most vile thing these debates are doing. And god damn it, I want some change. I'm ready for this to change. For once, whatever podcast, I beg you, bring one genuine conservative debater, at least someone who will engage. And you know what I'm talking about. All shit is corrupt, I'm telling you right now. Anyways, I rest my case. Good night, everyone. I'm tired.